2019 Western Hockey League trade deadline is in the books, and talking to General Manager Alan Millar. Alan, two trades for the Warriors here today. Let's talk about the first one. Carson Denomey coming from the Kamloops Blazers for a pick. Tell us about Carson and what makes him a Warrior.
Well, Carson's a young man that we know very well from his time in Regina, playing Bantam hockey through his draft year, and then 2 years with the Pat Canadians, where he had a real good 16-year-old year on a very good team that won a championship. So he's an 18-year-old guy that we believe can help us with some secondary offense. He's a big-bodied guy. Had a real good year as a 17-year-old in Kamloops with 19 points, and hopefully a new opportunity gets him back on track here, and we hope that he's excited about playing closer to home. So we think that he's an experienced guy. He's played over 100 games in the league, gives us some depth, it gives us hopefully a little bit more offense, and an experienced guy in our lineup.
Late in the day, the Warriors acquiring Swift Current Broncos leading scorer Alec Zawatsky for the rights to Tyler Smithies and 2 draft picks. Again, Alec is having a great season, 13 goals, 26 points with the Broncos. Where does he kind of fit in here to this Moose Jaw lineup?
Well, I think Alec was a guy that left Notre Dame in the SJ and went to Saskatoon last year. And as an 18-year-old going in there in mid-season, kind of felt his way through his first year in the league, and then got an opportunity under Dean Brockman to go to the Broncos, and is having a very good year. He's playing on their top line. He's a key guy on the power play. He's a guy that's got good hockey sense. He's a guy that's got some skill, and we think he's a guy that can come in here and give us some secondary scoring, give us some support offensively behind, Almeida, Langen, and Tracy and those guys. And again, he's 19 years old. He's got some experience. Gives us hopefully some added offense, and gives us more experience and more depth in our lineup.
You mentioned the word a couple of times, and that's depth. How much do these two moves help the Warriors' depth moving into the back half of the regular season?
Well, any time that you can add guys that have experience in the league, and with the number of games that they have played, and have produced at different levels, but have produced. They're both SAS guys, and they know where we're at. They know what we're trying to do here, and they both seem very excited. And I think they complement our group well. And again, experience, depth, hopefully some support on the offensive side, and we think it'll help us in the big picture here.
From the GM perspective, how would you describe this year's trade deadline to last year's trade deadline? I know last year's was big, and there's a lot of big splashes, but just in terms of how you got to this point, how would you describe it?
Wow, using night and day, sun and the moon. It's a complete 360, I guess, is the easiest way to put it. I think you're obviously seeing some significant moves, but very minimal compared to this past year. I think a year ago you had 9 teams that felt they could win a WHL championship, and they were very aggressive in the boardroom, including ourselves. This year, a little bit different market. Maybe obviously not as many what people would consider contenders, or what teams would consider themselves contenders, but you have 19, maybe 20 teams that are still playing for something, and so I think it's a little bit more wide open. Not as many trades, not as many high-end guys available. This was certainly a market that was really about forwards. Not a lot of defensemen were moved if you look through the transactions that were made. So very different, but we're happy with our group. We really like the way our team has played in the first, how many games have we played, 38 or 39?
38 games.
In our first 38 games. And, we've got 2 important home games here, and then a real important 7-game stretch on the road. And we think that Carson and Alec come in at a good time. They can get a couple home games under their belt, and then the team gets together for 13 days on the road and 7 games. I think it's going to be real good for our group to get on the road and be together. We've been a very good road team. We're going to expect that to continue, but from a team perspective, chemistry, team building, getting to know each other, I think it's going to be good. Get some new guys in and get on the road here, and even guys like Ormsby and Seamus haven't been here too long, so I think it's going to be a good road trip for us.